At Numerian Capital, we bring you the latest stock news each day. Please like and subscribe so we can bring these articles to you each day. Thank you. Today, September 19, 2023, TTOO confirms FDA clearance for Biothreat panel. Even news of FDA clearance can't help this unstable company. TTOO Biosystems received good news from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration yesterday. News of an FDA clearance initially sent TTOO stock up, but shares are back to plunging hard now. Investors should take this as a lesson and proceed with caution with this meme stock. TTOO Biosystems, Nasdaq TTOO, stock can officially be added to an unfortunate list that includes fellow meme stocks Mullen Automotive and Meta Materials. What's the list? Well, these companies seem simply unable to rally, even in the face of good news. Yesterday, the biotech firm announced that its TTOO Biothreat panel had received clearance from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. As this clearance allows the company to begin selling and marketing its molecular diagnostic test in the United States, it should be a growth-driving catalyst for TTOO. But since markets opened today, TTOO stock has been in a race to the bottom. As of this writing, shares are down more than 25%. Of course, today's price action should be a highly discouraging sign for even highly motivated real investors. What's happening with TTOO stock? Despite a surge yesterday, TTOO stock has spent today trending downward at a fairly quick pace. Indeed, TTOO has also spent most of September trending downward and, even with yesterday's gains, it remains firmly in the red for the past 1 month. If the stock keeps falling, the initial bump it received yesterday will be rendered irrelevant. On paper, there's no reason that the TTOO Biothreat panel shouldn't help TTOO stock rise. The company describes the panel as the first and only FDA-cleared product able to simultaneously detect 6 high-priority biothreat pathogens, and the only FDA-cleared multi-target biothreat product developed and manufactured by a U.S.-owned company. That sounds like a product with the potential to make a splash. But since yesterday's meme momentum subsided, the market doesn't seem to care about the news. That's likely because TTOO has been an unstable meme stock that hasn't displayed much real growth potential before. Earlier this month, Investor Place's Thomas Young predicted that, without an FDA approval to send shares soaring, TTOO stock would go into a downward spiral following a planned reverse stock split. Now, the company has received some good news from the FDA, but the stock is still plunging. Young said further about TTOO Biosystems. The company could even go bankrupt. TTOO received no contribution BARDA research contribution revenues last quarter, which means that its $16 million of remaining cash could run out by the end of the year. Falling share prices will make the market offerings more difficult. As Young noted, there is still hope for this company. That said, after this week's events, it's hard to be optimistic. TTOO stock appears to respond better to meme momentum than actual, company-specific growth catalysts. And as data from Ape Wisdom makes clear, retail investors are seemingly losing interest in shares. The bottom line: Young cautioned investors that the fun is over for TTOO stock, at least for the time being. That hasn't changed. In fact, if anything, that's even more true now. Investors are being forced to face the fact that this meme stock can't sustain momentum when it catches a break. All told, plenty of other options in the biotech space could offer investors much more stable exposure to growing markets. Even other penny stocks are better bets than TTOO at this point. Today's performance should be a stark warning to steer clear. Thanks for watching.